Hello and welcome to Larissa's Kitchen. Today we're delving into the world of miniature food with these blue cheese and leek tartlets. These savory single-serving pastries would be great for breakfast, lunch, as an appetizer, or as the first course to a larger meal. It's also been suggested that they would fit perfectly in the back pocket of a bike jersey to be eaten while on the move. Now, in theory this may work, but in practice, I don't think so. First up though, we need to start with the pastry dough. For this pastry dough, we're going to need 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/4 cup of walnuts that have been very roughly chopped, 7 tablespoons of very cold butter, about 1/2 teaspoon of celery salt, and ice cold water. We're going to start by processing the flour, the celery salt, and the butter until it resembles coarse crumbs. Okay, we need to use just enough ice water to bring this dough together. I'm going to start with 4 tablespoons of ice water and then add 1 tablespoon at a time from there. Okay, that ended up being 9 tablespoons of ice cold water. We're going to take this over to the granite, divide it in half, and then roll it out. Alright, we don't want to work this dough too much because we don't want it to get tough. This is, after all, pastry dough. Alright, we need to roll this dough into an 1/8 inch thickness. Now I've got a baker's pin and I've got it outfitted with these 1/8 inch thick bands. That allows me to roll everything to the proper thickness. We need to dust this dough with just a little bit of flour so that everything is fine and doesn't stick, but we don't want to use too much flour because we don't want to make this tough. Okay. I'm going to cut 6 of these circles out of this dough. Now I'm going to be using this quart Ziploc container. It has a very thin plastic lip and nothing sticks to it. If we can't get 6 out of here, we're going to re-roll the scraps and make sure that we do get 6 of each. We'll be making these tartlets in these mini tartlet pans. Now these are 2-inch tartlet pans and you measure those on the bottom, not across the top. This needs to go in a baking sheet so that we can handle it properly, and each one of these needs to get sprayed with just a little bit of nonstick cooking spray. Alright, for each one of these we're going to just ease it into this little tartlet and then press it to the sides. We don't want any overhang to the top. Alright, we're going to do that with the other ones. Okay, these are going to have to go in the refrigerator and chill for about 30 minutes. We're also going to need to put some pie weights in there because these are going to be pre-baked. Now, you could fold parchment paper and take all that time, or you could just use baking cups, which fit perfectly in here, and then you can put the pie weights in those. Now, I'm the type who's not going to invest in pie weights, so I have my navy beans that I use as pie weights. We just need to fill this up. While we let those pastry shells chill for a half an hour, we're going to preheat the oven to 400 degrees and then get started on the filling. For the filling, we're going to need 1 medium leek that's been washed and very thinly sliced. We'll need 2 tablespoons of butter, 8 ounces of gorgonzola, 2 teaspoons of celery seed, some salt and pepper, 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, and 3 egg yolks. To use these leeks, we need to trim them top and bottom. The greens are just too woody to eat. We're going to cut them in half lengthwise and take them over to the sink, and we're going to rinse every single leaf because these are filled with dirt and grit, and that's because they're grown in mud. You're also going to need to clean your knife and your cutting board and wipe down your prep surface. Once you're done with that, we're going to go ahead and cut these leeks again in half down the middle, and then we're going to dice them very finely. I've got a 12-inch nonstick skillet on over about medium heat. We're going to heat this up and then melt the butter in it and then soften the leeks, which is going to take about 15 minutes. I've also got this 1 cup of heavy cream in a very small saucepan, and that's heating over low. We're going to let that come up to just a simmer. Okay, next up, let's go ahead and add in our seasonings. Okay, that's only been just a few seconds. Now we're going to go ahead and add about 2 tablespoons of this heavy whipping cream and our cheese. Okay, and we're just going to stir this around until it's combined. We don't want to melt the blue cheese all the way. Alright, that's good. We're going to turn off the heat, and now we're going to focus on the eggs and the cream. Alright, we're going to whisk the remainder of this cream into these egg yolks. Now we need to stir the entire time or we're going to curdle these eggs. Alright, we've got the eggs and the cream whipped together, so now we're going to go ahead and add the rest of the filling. Alright, we're going to get this stirred up and then we're going to pre-bake those pastry shells. The pastry shells get baked for 10 minutes. Okay, we need to get these pie weights out of here and the filling in. Okay, we need to evenly distribute this filling. Back in the oven for 15 minutes. Okay, we're going to let these sit in the pan for an additional 5 minutes to continue to set, and then we're going to depan them. Okay, we need to let these sit for an additional 15 minutes to cool down. They're 400 degrees and they are too hot to eat. Okay, let's give these tartlets a taste. Oh, so creamy. That blue cheese is unbelievable. Hello and welcome to Larissa's Kitchen. Don't! Stupid cats. No cat bites on camera.